Hello, my beautiful mystic hearts, and welcome to today's love reading. Okay, so I was getting this really beautiful message coming through as I was sitting down to do the message today, and that is that you are wanting to embody the change that you want to see in this world, which is something that we're all called to, but it is something that's really, really relevant to the collective. I think that you were going through a really major upgrade. I think not only spiritually through a major upgrade, frequency upgrade, but I also think in your pentacle path as well. I think that just your life in general, you're really starting to see some significant changes and upgrades going on around you, which is really beautiful. But I just kept hearing this message over and over again to be the change that you want to see in the world. And I think that that's really what you are really trying to work towards at the moment. So that would indicate to me then that you are really have really been on this healing journey, this inner work, inner child healing, and spiritual growth journey for quite some time. And I think that you're starting to really embody that change that you've been going through. So it will be really interesting to see what comes through in the cards today. I'm very much looking forward to doing this reading. So I will tap into tarot first. I don't normally get tarot straight up, but I am being called to get tarot straight away today. And I'm just going to tap into your connection. I just want to see what's around you at the moment, and just to see really where you're at and where your team is really seeing you at the moment. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get then the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine Oracle cards that I recently received as well. So which are really, really beautiful magic cards. So we'll get into those as well. But let's start out with the tarot this morning. So just going to get your energy through these cards here. Oh, I've already got cards trying to flip up at me. All right, so just getting this beautiful Divine Collective. Just getting your energy through these cards. There is a card that already wants to come out. It didn't flip up though, so I'm not going to take it. I just want to see. First of all, split the deck. We'll just see what your overall ruling energy is, and then I'll get your top row for you. Well, let's just see. So what is around this beautiful collective at the moment? What is this beautiful collective needing to know about your connection and about the person on your mind? All right, I'm going to split the cards here, and I'm just going to see what comes up for us. All right, so overall ruling energy. So you've got Three of Wands, and you've got the Ace of Pentacles. This is exactly. I'm smiling and I'm laughing because it still makes me smile when there are such clear messages. You know, when I sit down to do these readings, they come through, and then you get this, this confirmation. So we've got the Three of Wands in the reverse. So Three of Wands in the upright is very much around waiting for your ships to come in, right? Is you've kind of done the planning and you're waiting for those ships to come in. In the reverse, though, and I'm going to take it for this reading, is that you've done the waiting, right? You've finished. Like you've just got some such beautiful things coming through to you. Like, so your ships are starting to arrive is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to get my words out. But ultimately, you are a master manifester is what I'm hearing. Is you're a master manifester. You put in a lot of hard work here. You've really done the hard yards. You've really been Two of Wands, really looking, planning, and then you've done the waiting, seeing it, and it's the fruits of your labor are now starting to come through. So just confirming exactly what I was picking up on when I first sat down. And then we've got the Ace of Coins or the Ace of Pentacles, which is all about miracles. It's all about blessings that are coming through from the universe. It's about you being granted some really beautiful things. I I did originally start to think that, or start to talk about potentially this person on your mind, but I think this is very, very much your pentacle path. We will see what else comes through with this, but at the moment, I just think that the universe, your team, is really starting to grant you something very beautiful here. I'm always drawn to the bridge here as well. And I'm just hearing the bridge between two worlds. So I think that this is not only your pentacle path, but also in your mission work as well. Uh, Whoever this main collective is, you are a really special collective. You are very magical, and you are able to form that bridge between two worlds. I think that this is something that you have been learning how to do. And I think that this is, I'm also seeing the magician card as well. So master manifester, really able to use your magic. Really understand that, as is above your higher self, so is below. And like I said, you've got some really, really beautiful things starting to trickle in at the moment. Just as I was saying that, in my window, I just saw a crow also just fly past my window as well. So actually down here where I'm from in Australia, it's actually a raven, not a crow. I always forget that they're actually ravens. So raven or a crow, one of those. I would imagine that for whoever this collective is, that's a really special symbol to you. I don't normally ever see them. I can hear them around my house, but I don't normally ever see them go past. So that's a pretty big sign. I'm also drawn here to these lilies, these white, they look like white lilies to me. So white lilies might be a particularly powerful symbol for you as well. But definitely your ships are coming in. You are being granted some really beautiful things at the moment. All right, let's go. Let's actually get your top row here. All right, that's actually way too many. So there's lots of messages that are trying to come through here. If you can just get the top row, please. All right, so we've got the first one. This was 4 of coins, but it did come out. So I think 4 of coins, I'm just going to say in the reverse here. Right, then we've got the lovers, but in reverse. Interesting. Lots of cards on the side here. I'm being told to take this one on the upright though. So we've got the 6 of swords on the upright. That's a beautiful card. We've got the 6 of wands. 6 of wands, yes. Sorry, trying to read Roman numerals upside down. We've got the 6 of wands in the reverse. And then finally, we've got the 3 of coins, but in the reverse. Okay, so that's your top row here. So let's have a look here as to what's going on. So we've got the 6. It's a lot of 6s here as well. I actually thought that was a 4. That's actually the 6 of coins. 6 of coins in reverse. It's what I mean. Roman numerals, trying to read them upside down. You've actually got 666 here as well. So I think that actually you've got 6. These are all the 6s. Oh my gosh, they're all the 6s. 6666. That is really magic. So that's obviously I'll get my words out. So you are really stepping into a very abundant period. You're also really divinely protected at the moment as well, but you'll be seeing a lot of repeating numbers as well. And so you're probably seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities around you at the moment. You're probably very in touch with your spirit team at the moment. But we've got the 6 of coins in reverse, and then that's very, very then that's followed then by the lovers, but then also in reverse. I want to also point out too that there are a few cards here when it comes to the lovers in this deck. So we do have we've got a masculine and a feminine. We've got two feminines. We've also got two masculines as well. I believe there might be a fourth one as well. But this is actually, by the looks of it, it's a masculine and a feminine. So depending on the different cards that comes through, just depends on sort of which different messages come through. But I can see this is masculine and feminine, but in the reverse. So the Six of Coins is very much around wishes being granted. Sorry, just bear with me for one moment. I'm just going to pause this. Okay, I'm back. My apologies. It was only a split second for you, but I just had someone at my door, so bear with me. My apologies. Like I said, I'm a little bit out of breath, but for you, it will only be just a second. So, all right. So back here. All right. So we've got the Six of Coins in reverse, followed then by the Lovers, and then we've got the Six of Swords, Six of Wands, and then so 666, and then we've also then got obviously the Three of Coins in the upright. So the Six of Coins in reverse, the Six of Coins in the upright is very much around balance. It's about relationships of equal give and take. And I think that this is really what you are looking at the moment. Like I said, I feel that this reading is supposed to be focused on yourself, not necessarily on your masculine. And I can just tell by the words that I'm using, I'm clearly tapping into the divine feminine here. We will then get into the divine masculine, but this is around the divine feminine. And just a quick reminder too that these readings are not gendered, so you could be identifying either with the divine masculine or divine feminine journey. It just depends on which veil you're wearing, what type of trauma that you've needed to heal out. So just depends whether you identify as either a runner or a chaser, whether you're an avoidant or you feel that you sort of have more avoidant tendencies in relationships, or if you're more of that chaser energy, more of that anxious attachment within relationships. But the Six of Coins and the fact that it's in the reverse, really, it's also, I was going to say too, it's also a card of giving, of being able to be at a point in your life where you're so abundant that you can actually give back, in particular like around charity work as well, is how I see that card. So I think that I'm getting a few things here. So I think that they're very much under review at the moment with you. And this is why this abundant path will be coming through you, and why things will be starting to trickle in, is because really your relationships around you, and it's not just this masculine, but it's also in your friendships, work relationships, I'm hearing, everything has really been under review at the moment. And you are really seeing if there is a lack of give and take here. If there really is, if the people around you are giving you as much as you're giving to those around you, I do get the sense you're a very compassionate, very giving person. And I think that in the past, maybe that may have been taken advantage of by those people around you. And I think that that is something that you're really starting to learn how to put boundaries up with, which would make sense. There's also a lot of planetary alignment going on at the moment. There's a lot of things happening up in the stars. So it doesn't surprise me that not only your divine masculine, in the relationship with your divine masculine, the connection, but also those other relationships around you are in review at the moment. But this is something you're really trying to close out. Any karmic cycles around you, I feel that you were really trying to close out as well, and you're really trying to move into that next phase of your life, really. I just keep seeing that page of Pentacles. Yes, new opportunities. But the Ace of Pentacles, when we first split the deck, is the universe is really trying to grant you something here. We've then got the Lovers in reverse, and this is clearly your blocker, or has been something you've seen as a blocker. As I digressed before, this is a masculine-feminine connection. So I think that you really still probably see your masculine as your divine counterpart, but this has certainly been a blocker. I think that there has been some time between, in fact, a lot of time, I think, between communication here. You may have even been giving up a little bit of hope here, but that's definitely confirming that there is a very much a lack of the lack of connection in the 3D between the two of you. I think the both of you have been off, on your healing journeys separately, healing and spiritual journeys, which is, very much time needed apart, is what I'm hearing. But this is definitely a blocker. I think for quite a while too, maybe this frustration, this longing veil that you were wearing. I feel like you're sort of evolving past that now. Is what I'm hearing. But I think for quite a while, this separation between the two of you, this lack of connection between the two of you, has really been a blocker here. And I'm just also hearing, may have actually been preventing other things, other blessings from being granted to you, while you worked through that layer. But I think this is something you're coming out of now, because look, then we've got the Six of Swords, but in the upright, also the moon, the crescent moon. This could really resonate with you as well. I just saw that straight away. The Six of Swords in the upright is all around moving on to those, moving into your blessings, moving on to calmer waters, leaving some really turbulent, rough times behind. I just heard straight away the last 6 months. The last 6 months have been really a real testing time for you, is what I'm hearing. And I just think a lot of the lessons that had to be learnt, really, you have really learnt those. I think that you're just really starting to let go of just a lot of karmic energy around you. A lot of stuff is up for review at the moment. You're just really leaving that behind. We've then got these Six of Wands. Of course we do, because it's all 6 6. This is the Six of Wands, but in the reverse. So Six of Wands in the upright is all around achievement, recognition. The fact that this is in the reverse, though, means that there has been a lack, or you're perceiving a lack of achievement and recognition, which also confirms what I've been talking about here. Is I think there have been certain blockers in your life that have been preventing the blessings coming through to you. And they honestly, that Ace of Pentacles could not have been granted until you've been able to clear this layer, actually get rid of this karmic cycle, close out that karmic debt. But I really feel like you're moving into just a really new, abundant, beautiful phase in your life. And I just keep hearing those words, be the change in the world that you want to see. I just keep hearing that over and over again. So, which I think that for this collective, I think your mission work and how you're going to be giving back to this world, how you're going to make this world a better place, is really front and center for you at the moment, which is very, very beautiful. Which means I think for this collective, I think you're probably pretty magical yourself. You're probably a healer of some description, whether you could also be a fellow tarot reader. You could be clairvoyant, any of the clairs, really. Any of the clairs, or I'm also feeling like maybe like a Reiki here as well. I feel maybe you're a healer with your hands in some way. But I think that's really being brought into the forefront here. And this has been some frustration, this lack of recognition, I'm hearing, has been a block for you. But I think you're starting to understand the reasons why this couldn't have been released until now. And then we've got the Three of Coins. So the Three of Coins in the upright. So this is very much around being the student, and it's also around collaboration as well. So this is my card of collaboration, being the student, and I think that is the phase that you're actually moving into. I'm just hearing the phrase too. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. I just keep hearing that phrase as well. So I think that I have a feeling, might have actually started, you've actually physically started something, I think, like as in some sort of a course or whatever this is that you're about, this evolution that you're about to step into. I think that you've been getting some really amazing advice about it. Like I said, you might have even done a course very recently. Whatever it is, to really to educate yourself is really what I'm hearing, to really step into that next phase of your life, which is very beautiful. It also means you've been really on this healing journey. You've been really focusing on it. We've then got the Four of Cups as well. I'm just being told just to look at the bottom here. So the Four of Cups is actually, or the Four of Chalices in this deck, but it's a bit of a blocking card. So I think that this potentially, to confirm what we've just been talking about, is the energy that you have been in a little bit. You have been a little bit stuck, and the universe has really been trying to grant you your cup. Like they really have been, but you've been distracted. You've had other things going on, and they really haven't been able to, which is understandable. Like it's not a bad thing. You've just had some things that you've had to heal out. Some, like I said, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but you've just had some inner work to do. You really have, and inner work and also spiritual work as well. In order for that Ace of Pentacles to come through. Then got the Ten of Cups as well, followed by that, which is all around, wishes being granted, total emotional fulfillment. It's also got the Two Lovers there as well. But we'll keep going. We will keep going. All right, so just to confirm these cards, so we've got as we said, so we've got the Six of Coins in reverse. We've then got the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups is another card of all around. It's all around walking away from that does not serve you. So very much confirming what we were talking about here when I was saying, you've had, a lot of things that are under review at the moment in your emotional state and your, I hope you can see that on camera. Sometimes at the bottom of this gets cut out, but that's the Four of Chalices, the Eight of Chalices, or the Eight of Cups. Walking away from that does not serve you. So definitely things are under review in your life at the moment, and you are really doing a really great job. I'm just seeing your team at the moment going, yeah. So really, thumbs up. So that will resonate to whoever's reading this is. But you are really walking away from those emotional blockers in your life at the moment, which is a really beautiful thing. All right, so then we've got your beautiful heart space, the lovers here that you have seen as such a blocker for quite a while, and then we've got the Lovers in the reverse. But like I said, I think you were really understanding as to really, I just don't think that this is so much of a focus on you. I think that it was. I think that if we even asked you maybe a couple of months ago, really, if this was a block, I think that you were very much in the midst of it, but I just feel like you're moving out of that now. And then we've got the King of Coins, or the King of Pentacles. So very much you are, I want to say the word alchemizing. That's the word I'm hearing, is alchemizing. You're coming out of this really blocked heart space energy, and you're really stepping into the King of Coins energy. The King of Coins is such a beautiful energy. Like he really, if you can get to a King of Coins, like he's sitting there on the throne, you've gone through the Ten of Coins, the Knight, Queen, you're sitting there in true stability. It is such a beautiful energy. It also means basically all of your manifestations have come in, like you are. It's a very mature energy. It's also a very, very mature masculine energy, which means that you are really starting to understand, or you're really starting to balance your inner yin and yang as well, your masculine, feminine energies, which would make sense because you've been going through so much shadow work. I'm also hearing, though, that you really are hoping that your masculine comes through to you in this energy. And unless your masculine comes through to you in this energy, this real stable energy, it's also not necessarily just financially stable, because he is incredibly financially stable, but also just emotionally I was going to say mysterious, emotionally mysterious. Maybe you have been dealing with a masculine who is very emotionally mysterious. But this King of Coins is just in every way, he's stable emotionally, mentally, physically as well. Just a very, very stable energy. And this is certainly the only energy I'm hearing that you are going to accept your counterpart. And I think you understand that if he doesn't come, and I'm saying he, it might not necessarily be a he, not gendered, but your divine masculine. I think unless your divine masculine comes back to you in this state, I just don't think that you're going to have it. We've then, I'm also thinking too, you might be dealing with an earth sign, or you might also be an earth sign as well. So Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus is the other one, but I was hearing Virgo and Capricorn straight away. But yeah, you might also be an earth sign. I just heard this as well, double suit. You might also both be earth sign. There's a lot of water. It's a lot of earth here, so it might actually, yeah, you might be a double suit. Okay. All right, then we've got the Six of Wands, and then what have we got here? So we've got the King of Swords, the King of Wands, but in the reverse. All right, so the King of Wands in the upright is very much around it. He's such a confident king, the King of Wands. You know, he knows, he's very charismatic. He knows exactly what he wants. He knows, he knows what he knows what he's going after, and he really doesn't like, but it's in a mature way. It's not like the Knight of Wands, how, they've got a lot of wands out there. It's a very immature energy, that Knight of Wands. It's now coming to the King of Wands. The fact that is in the reverse, though, right, means that there's just been a lot of, he's quite a jealous king, can be really impulsive as well, that King of Wands. So really the opposite to everything I was talking about. Is really quite impulsive, jealous. For some, I just heard doesn't really think of action. So I was just hearing as well addictions, which I think addictions played a big part in this connection. I'm just hearing that. But this is what your Six of Swordsing out of. You're coming out of all of this messiness, this yuckiness. You're learning how to put up your boundaries. You're learning, equal give and take. And I just don't think you're just not going to take this anymore. I was going to say too, you might also be dealing with a fire sign. I just heard that. So you could actually be an earth fire as well. Straight away I heard Sagittarius, but it could also be Leo as well, in any of the 3 fire signs. But you're moving away from it. I also just keep seeing this crescent moon as well. We're actually heading into full moon phase, but maybe the last phase that we came out of, the last, that crescent moon phase could have actually been quite a pivotal time for you. That was just a couple of weeks ago. So really, why do I get the sense a lot of this is all kind of started to trickle through in the last couple of weeks? I think you've been really going through it though in the last little bit, but I think in the last couple of weeks, this is really starting to trickle through. Beautiful. Okay. So then we've got that Six of Wands in the reverse. And then we've got the Nine of Cups, which is all about wishes coming true. That's beautiful. So this is what you've been so stuck on, right? And but I think you understand why there have been, these blockers here deliberately put there, because you've had healing and karmic energy around you that you've had to close out. But you're now about to start and get my words out. Completely tongue-tied. You're about to step into your Nine of Cups, into your abundance. You're about to have some real wishes granted here, which is just beautiful energy. Also, I'm just seeing as well just this ballet and these red shoes. Red shoes could actually be quite significant for whoever this beautiful divine feminine is. It could be red shoes. I'm also seeing these feathers here as well. So I think feathers are also a significant sign for whoever this collective is. But that's really beautiful. Where you have, really been seeing blocks. I was just going to say too, you might also be online and also feeling quite blocked as well. But wishes are about to be granted. That's actually I'm going to take both of them. I'm being told to take both of these. So we had the teacher, student, and the teacher energy. And then we've got, what have we got here? So we've got the Eight of, oh wow. So we've got the Eight of Wands coming up. We've then got the Three of Cups. So the Eight of Wands is rapid action. So whatever you have been doing in your, I'm hearing you're in your cocoon phase is what I'm hearing. So very much that butterfly energy, all of that learning that you've done, that additional advice that you've sought, whether that actually be formal education or not, I'm not sure, but you've got some serious action coming in. Like there is a lot of energy around you. Like Eight of Wands, you've got some real serious action coming towards you that has really brought out. Interesting. I also then have the Three of Cups, but the Three of Cups coming in reverse here. So the Three of Cups in reverse, it's funny. So this is actually my third party. Well, not in the upright, it's not. It's actually a friendship card in the upright. In the reverse, though, this is actually my third party card. I think that this is something that you, beautiful divine feminine, think about. I think, and this is to do with your masculine. I think that this goes over in your mind a lot around how you and your masculine actually separated. And I think that this has been causing some sort of a burden here. I'm seeing my Six of Cups card as well. So I think that you have maybe been reminiscing on this a little bit. I'm being told to remind you, though, that it doesn't serve you to hold on to this. It does not serve you to hold on to these old memories. And this is something that you were learning to really let go of. But I do think that this masculine really made you feel like a third party. And that might not necessarily be in relation, like as in a romantic situation, well, it very often is, but it might not be. It could be work. It could be family issues as well. It could be a lot of third party influences. But I'm definitely getting this. So you've got all of these beautiful cards here. You're letting go, but I think that this third party situation or the way that you guys separated, I think, is very much still on your mind. It's also just come out randomly as well. So I feel like it's like all of this great stuff and all of this great stuff, but then this just keeps popping up. That's what I keep feeling. It's something you're going to have to learn to work through and to let go of. There's no point having an obsessive thought pattern about this. It doesn't serve anyone, in particular yourself. You should be focusing on to be constantly reminding yourself about this. You're going to have to work through it, is what I'm hearing. But look at all this other beautiful stuff you're working through and on, especially with the Eight of Wands. Really beautiful energy. All right. So what I want to do then is I want to really get into these oracle cards. So that's your overall energy. You'll definitely know now if this is your collective or not. If I'm speaking actually to the right divine feminine, you'll know now. But what I want to get is I want to get these beautiful divine masculine, divine feminine, journey cards. All right, so we'll start off with the divine feminine. I will, of course, be referring to the book here as well. So Christabel, Jessica, absolutely beautiful decks here. She's also got her own YouTube channel if you might want to go and check her out. But these cards are really beautiful. And then there's the equivalent divine masculine that I'll be using as well. So let's get these. I really want to see really the journey that you've been on. And what you need to be focusing going forward. Now, we will get into the masculine, but I just want to see, just get a few cards here just as to what you're currently working through. Any beautiful messages that need to come through for you as well. I'm just going to bring out that energy. Be the change you want to see. Just keep hearing that over and over again. Goes for all of us, myself included, but I definitely for this collective. All right. So I'm just going to split this deck again. I'm not going to look at these cards. I'm being told not to. I just need to get your energy through these. All right. So let's see all this one. So what is this current beautiful collective? What do they need to know? Oh, lots apparently. Lots and lots. All right. We will not be taking all of those. Tower. Maybe you're going through a bit of a tower moment at the moment, which doesn't surprise me. There's a lot going on. But let's get this. Gosh, they're being very picky now. Can we just start with one card, please? Just one. One would be nice. All right, no, I'm not going to get one. There we go. Well, that's a beautiful card. So we've got the Queen of Sheba. That doesn't surprise me. Straight away, I just saw Queen of Swords, and I also saw Queen of Wands as well. It's Queen of Swords, though, straight away, though, that I saw that. Just with, it looks like swords, feathers. That is such a beautiful card, though. It's such a powerful card, and so straight away, before I even look at the book, just intuitively, I'm just feeling you are really, really stepping into your power, which makes total sense because that's what we were seeing in the tarot spread there. So I'm also seeing that beautiful orange dress as well. So that could also be, you could have a dress very similar to that, I'm hearing. So I love that skull in the background too, but let's have a look at this. A Queen of Sheba. Let me just get this in the book. Queen of Sheba. All right. So you are being reminded that you do not need to do anything to be deemed worthy of receiving. So this was that Six of Wands in reverse that we saw. You are safe to tap into the abundant flow of the universe now, just as you are. The Queen of Sheba is known for her quest to seek wisdom, first referenced in the Hebrew Bible. She is referenced in several religious texts, also a wealthy monarch who journeyed to Israel to meet King Solomon after victoriously questioning his wisdom and testing his knowledge by asking him a series of riddles. So this is also talking to that Six of Wands in the upright, right? This is all about that recognition. The ruler of the kingdom of Sheba, she arrived in a camel-drawn caravan and presented the king with riches. What with Richards? Richard, maybe your divine masculine is called Richard. Legend says that her gifts include 120 tablets of gold, precious stones, and a variety of spices, a sign of great abundance at the time. This is talking to the abundant path that you're about to step into. It is believed that the Queen of Sheba stayed in Jerusalem for 6 months, soaking in wisdom before returning home. That also speaks to the cocoon phase that you've been in, right? And and this is what I said. I feel like it's been a little while that you've been in this cocoon phase. So too many try to gain from a frenzied state, overgiving in an attempt to feel deserving of getting. Well, that could not be any more magic than confirmed. What I saw in that first card is that you are a giver. And this is something you're healing out, as in you're an overgiver. You are someone that people have definitely taken advantage of in the past. And this is why all the relationships in your life at the moment are under review. However, harried energy is not conducive to receiving, and overgiving generally leads to more of the same. Becoming centered and in true with your natural ebbs and flows due to your cyclical nature can lead you to tap into a frequency of receiving. Yeah, this is all of that you're leaving behind. A baby is not born with a requirement to prove its worthiness to receive love, care, and nourishment. At what point in your life did you learn that you need to be worthy of receiving? The universe does not require you to give in order to gift you. You are not required to prove your worthiness by fighting and clawing your way up to a level of deservedness. So very much talking to exactly what I said on that first card is that you have really been on this journey to learn about your self-worth and to really put up boundaries. So I'm seeing my Seven of Wands card as well. You are really learning to put up boundaries and very much understanding that you're worthy of love, really just worthy of love, and that it's not based on the things that you do for people which are going to earn you, that you don't need to earn love, that you are just loved just for being you. And I think that that is something you're really stepping into. So very much stepping into that Queen of Wands energy. Very much she's able to stand up in her power, put down, of all the queens that come up, the Queen of Swords, she's such a beautiful, strong queen. And boy, does she understand her boundaries. She really does. That sword comes down and that's it. She doesn't take any stuff from anyone, that queen, which is just beautiful. All right, so we'll get the next card here. All right, so we've got oh gosh, I'm going to say this wrong, so apologies to whoever knows exactly what this is. But I want to say Boudica. That's the card. Oh, get this in a second. I feel like this could be a bit of a long reading as well, so maybe grab a snack. I feel like this is going to be quite a while. Boudica. All right, so instead of waiting for motivation to move towards your goals and feel the flow of inspiration. So this is you stepping into your abundant path. In 60 CE, at the time of the Roman conquest of Britain, Boudica became the warrior queen of the Essene people. My apologies, I know I'm butchering that. Celtic mythology states that she began a revolt after the death of her husband, Pratigus, and the raping, I probably shouldn't say that, and the flogging of her two daughters. She turned her pain into power and started her uprising. Refusing to sit quietly, she congregated an army and led them to battle against the Romans. This is that Six of Wands energy. Victory. You're stepping into your victory. Refusing to sit quietly, she congregated an army and led them to battle against the Romans. She led the burnings of the three largest towns in Roman Britain, so she's fierce, causing 70,000 casualties. With only one battle left before achieving her goal, Boudica died in 61 CE. She represents bravery and taking action amid oppression. So this is you and your shadow work. The time of sitting back and being passive is over. You are ready to take inspired action. Intuitive people on a spiritual path can find it difficult to leave the meditative bubble and put their intuition into action. Daydreaming about the future you desire is essential in the manifestation process, but more is required. Without implementing action, a goal is merely a dream. To bring a vision into reality, you must decide on an action step and can start bringing about that desire. Striking a balance between mind and heart is paramount. In a world of duality, people tend to swing towards the extremes without even realizing it. Taking unplanned action or a blind reaction to an emotional change can lead you to push without direction or fulfillment. All right, so this is what we have been talking about. So I'm also seeing my three of coins card. So you are very much in student mode at the moment. You have on your next path. You also are being told, I think you have a plan and it's now time to implement that plan. So many people have visions of what they want to do and what they want to accomplish, dream boats really, but no plan of action behind it. You cannot get anywhere without a plan. You've also then got to have the guts to implement it. So it's really three things. You've got to have the vision to start with, that daydream, that vision, that dream. You then have to have the plan, right, to formulate that plan. And then you've got to have the tenacity and the drive to actually get it done, to actually get it implemented. And I'm just hearing that this is what you need to be focusing on at the moment. You also need to be turning to your spirit team at the moment to really support you and moving through to this next phase. Why do I think this is with your mission work, but I'm also hearing your pentacle path as well. Why do I think you're about to start a new business? I'm just hearing entrepreneur as well. So really just finding that inner strength, that grit to really push through and get yourself into that next phase. Beautiful, beautiful energy. All right. And then lastly, just get one more card. I've had this card before. Bubo, I think she's quite witchy, this card, from memory. Let's see if my memory is correct. I'm still getting used to this deck. She's quite witchy. So I kept seeing my magician card with you, so I think that you really, really resonate with that. I think you're a very magical collective. I always see she's such a beautiful. You could also be really close with your grandmother as well. You might even have. I just straight away heard milk and cookies with your grandma after school. I just heard that. So that's really going to resonate for someone listening in. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful energy. But Balbo, I think is how I say that. Balbo. All right, so finding the levity in the madness of earth and view human nature through the eyes of humor. Okay, so she's also about, she's a very light spirit as well. Laughter can bring joy to the darkest of moments. Balbo is an ancient Greek goddess, mainly spoken of in myths from the early Orphic religion. As the goddess of mirth, she is celebrated for her liberated nature, a fun-loving other woman. Balbo exhibits her wisdom through laughter and jesting. Humorously dealing with Balbo is the epitome of the untamed woman. She is the central figure in the story of Demeter and her daughter Persephone after Hades and the god of the underworld abducted Persephone. Balbo was the first to make Demeter laugh through her grief, offering her a drink. Demeter refused. So Balbo lifted her dress to show her, I actually can't probably say what this says. But let's just say she made her laugh. She made her laugh. When life throws you curveballs, finding moments of joy in the chaos can be challenging. Seeking pleasure is essential because you are only on this beautiful planet temporarily. Think about the things an angel would want to experience as a human: delicious food, dancing and music, beautiful beaches, physical intimacy, physical intimacy, and deep valley laughs. Intentionally create opportunities of joy, laughter, and the lighter side of life. So I think that you're really being told here that it's time for some joy. It's time for fun. It's around, this has been a really tricky time for you. And I think it's time now to start to really find that lighter side of life. I've always see this as quite a witchy card too. I know this is talking about laughter, but I always get such a witchy vibe from this. So I definitely think that you resonate with that. But also, it's time to, I'm hearing, enjoy the fruits of your labor. Yes, there's going to be some real grafting that's involved, right? Some real grit that's going to be needed. But despite that, you're still going to have to find the lighter moments in life. Gosh, I might need to take your team's advice on that one. Even for myself there, just trying to find the lighter things in life. It's such a beautiful message. But yes, I think that you are about to step into such a beautiful, abundant period. You're really going through such a huge transition, which is really going to take some real drive and determination. Turn to your team while you're doing that, but also focus on the lighter things. Don't always be so serious. That's what I'm hearing. And if you are close with your grandmother and it's been a little while since you've spoken to her, I've just heard, give her a call, reach out. It's just what I heard as well. So a bit random, but there you go. Okay, so that's you, beautiful, divine, feminine. Let's get into your masculine. Not quite sure if your masculine is in such a positive, beautiful space as you, but let's have a look. Let's see what he's doing. So before I feel like I need to get the little black cards before I get the oracles for him or for the masculine. I don't mean to be gendered. Actually, yeah, I feel like I need to get some picture cards. I feel like I need to get these. Just want to see how your masculine is seeing this connection at the moment. Actually, what's going on in your masculine's life? What's happening with him? How is he seeing this connection? And then we'll get the oracles for him. One more, please. 5. Okay. All right. So this, I hope this, I'm just, straight away I was just heard this might actually frustrate you a little bit, but just keep focusing on your path. Keep focusing on your journey. Straight away we've got secretive. We've got sick and tired. So whatever's happening over this masculine that you are, I think high value actually came out after that. Then it was sick and tired. Then it was toxic people. And then it was hiding their true feelings. All right. So this is clearly someone that there were clearly secrets between the two of you. I think that this is referring back to that third party intuition that you had, or the reason, or the way that you guys separated. I think that this is very much on this masculine's mind at the moment. I do definitely think that there was something that was hidden from you, and the masculine knows this as well. And this is really, I'm just seeing this 5 of Cups energy. I just think that this masculine is, I feel like he's going through a tower of his own. I think that he's really going through it. But there was definitely sneaky and mysterious behavior, things that were kept hidden in the dark. I'm also seeing the moon tarot card as well. which means that you will have had intuition about things that were kept in the dark. I think that there is an apology, that there's a truth here that has to be revealed. I'm just intuitively just feeling that that's a blocker here with this masculine. To the right, collective, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about here. But this is how this masculine sees you. So he still sees you as the Empress. Well, I say still sees you. I think he sees you like that now. I think that he may have actually been questioning when you guys went into separation whether you were just a karmic connection or not. And I think that he is absolutely kicking himself now that you are no longer around. Is really what I'm hearing. I think that I've just seen such a Five of Cups energy here. Because you are the Empress, like he sees you as high value, and please, I keep saying he. I'm also being told as well it might not actually be a masculine vessel, but the divine masculine in this connection actually sees the feminine as the Empress now. And I think the divine masculine is absolutely kicking themselves. Because they see you as abundant, confident, beautiful, that real stable energy. And let's be honest, with that beautiful energy that you're heading into, it doesn't surprise me this is what this masculine sees you as. But look, he's absolutely over it. Whatever's going on with these toxic people in his life, he is the masculine is absolutely sick of the cycles that he's going through. So over it. Sick and tired. Dogs might also be really relevant here. Let's just look at this poor little dog. This gorgeous bulldog. In fact, bulldogs in particular might be relevant. Why am I hearing French bulldog as well? That's an English bulldog, but I feel like, well, maybe just pets in general, but I definitely think the dogs play quite a significant part here. But there was a lot of toxicity with this masculine. I'm just hearing that there's been a lot of karmic energy around him that he has, or the masculine has had to close out. And also a reminder as well that this masculine will not be allowed anywhere near you if he's in this energy. There's just no way. You're the divine feminines. You're so protected. In your little bubble, you're so protected. And I know how frustrating it is. But the masculine will not be allowed anywhere near you while he's in this energy. It's just not going to happen. The masculine needs to heal out his karmic cycles, energy, before you'll ever be brought back into actual true union again. Why did I hear? I feel like he's popped up a couple of times along the way, but actual true union, he's going to have to be in a far better place than this. So hiding their true feelings, so deep emotions. Yep. So I think that they're still. I'm seeing that card's close to the chest. That little black cards close to the chest. I think absolutely. And if the masculine is still hiding their true feelings, it means he's still in avoidance. He's still got his running boots on. And just on the bottom here, I've got red flags. So signs, deception, red flag. I think the masculine knows that this is a red flag with him, right? The fact that he's an avoidant. I'm hearing that he is on the journey though. He is on the journey. He is looking at his red flags. He's examining his avoidant behavior. He's looking at the red flags. Okay. Secretive. Oh, look, here we go. So we've got regrets. This is what I said, reminiscing, missing you is real. I'm also seeing the Page of Cups here as well. I'm going to be honest. My beautiful collective. You are on this masculine's mind all the time. You know, I think he's also got pictures of you as well. I'm also hearing a couple of sneaky videos as well. Like you wouldn't know that. Like that won't be coming as a surprise. You probably also have photos stored of him as well, messages. Definitely reminiscing Six of Cups, Five of Cups energy. But there's an apology that has to come through here. There's a revelation and an apology that has to be. There are some things that have to be owned up here, owned up to is what I'm hearing. Because then we've got high value, then we've got court, so we've got red-handed, secrets exposed. Just as I was saying, there's a revelation that has to come here. Secrets exposed, just as I was saying it. Yeah, there's an apology that has to come through. I think that this masculine left you really high and dry. I also am seeing my gaslighting card as well. So when that third party card came through in your tarot deck, there's no wonder that this is still playing on your mind as well. In fact, you might have even caught your masculine here. I'm hearing that you actually found messages. You found something on his phone, I think is what I'm hearing. You actually found something on this masculine's phone. But, you know, and I think this is what he's kicking himself over, is that you are the Empress, though. And this beautiful energy. I'm not going to take that. All right, sick and tired. But he's getting guidance as well. So faith, healing, intuition, dreams. You could have actually both just dreamt about each other. You could have just had a dream about this masculine. But look, so he's sick and tired, cycles, over it, guidance. I always see the Three of Pentacles when I see this card as well. So both of you are actually mirroring in this regard. I'm being really, really tough on this masculine, and I feel like rightfully so. If you're the masculine listening to this as well, I am being quite tough with you. You really left this feminine high and dry. It wasn't great. It was not great behavior. If you are the masculine listening in here, this is not great behavior. But we've got the guidance here. I always see as well just this card. It always looks like a motorbike here with me as well. So maybe it potentially motorbikes might also really mean something in this to this collective. But distance here as well. So there's a lot of distance between the two of you. I just straight away heard as well sobriety. If this masculine is getting guidance around, around addictions and toxic behavior, this also could be a time of sobriety for him as well. Also, particularly because we've got healing. I mean, that is a positive card. I will say that is a positive card. At least we've got one here. Like I said, I did see the red card, the red flags on the bottom. So I think that there is definitely some self-reflection being done here. All right, toxic people. Look, broke, fire, living beyond means. I'm getting a few things for this. I think that this is very much the state, that the masculine was in, divine feminine, when you met this masculine. They were in a really broken state. The masculine would even, I don't necessarily think fired, but, this is in a really broken spot. Unemployed. I'm not quite sure what your masculine did for, as far as work goes when you actually knew him. But I don't think financially he was in a great spot at all. I also think that maybe you guys also, I'm just hearing that you guys actually used to fight about money, that maybe you, divine feminine, through to your giving nature, you actually supported the divine masculine here in certain things as well, which, if I don't know if the divine masculine really feels like he's in his divine masculine, if that's what his feminine is doing. It's something the masculine would really need to ask themselves. You know, if you're not supporting yourself, if you're relying on someone else to actually be supporting you. But I just think, yeah, there was just some really, wrong crowd. Very, very broken spot. So, lastly, sorry, I don't know why I do that to myself. I start shuffling cards off camera. Weird. Okay, you're hiding the true feelings. And the last card to come out. All right, we've got fed up, cutting ties, walking away. Oh, that's interesting. So we've got a couple of positive cards here. So, we were talking about, cold and detached, that real runner energy, that real avoidant energy. But look, we've got fed up. We've got the too sick and tired, over it cycles, and we've got cutting ties, walking away. I think that this masculine is also going through some serious introspection themselves. I know I've been really harsh on this masculine, and like I said, if you're a masculine listening in, yes, I have been really hard on you, but I think that you are looking around at the people that are around you, and you're just like, what am I doing? What have I been doing? Like, I'm fed up. Like, I'm sick of going on this same roundabout, round and round and round, that nothing changes. People who are toxic very often just stay toxic, and I think I think there has been a lot of toxic energy around you, and I think that's really just what you've just had enough of. That will really resonate too with the divine feminines. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm speaking here. I think that your masculine is really, I'm seeing my Two of Swords card. I think they're at a real crossroads at the moment in their lives, which is good, which is really good actually. Hopefully they start to make some really good choices here. But, okay, right, let's see. What has your divine masculine been working on? All right, so let's get the oracle cards for this. Divine masculine oracle cards. Okay. Go over here. All right, masculine energy. Let's go. Masculine energy. What is this masculine currently working through at the moment? What is this masculine currently working through? It's going to split the deck, just get this masculine energy through. Once again, I'm having a bit of a sneaky peek, but I'm told don't. I'm seeing Ra. Oh, Melchizedek. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to keep going. That's all about the alchemist, that card, but anyway, let's keep going. All right, so what is this divine masculine working on? All right, I'm going to take both of those. Like the feminine, I will take 3 cards, but let's just deal with these 2 first. So we've got the Midas touch. Midas, gosh, that's a good card, I think. And then we've got Yum Karks. All right, let's deal with this one first. So the Midas touch. So this is all about alchemy as well. This is all around turning things to gold. So look, I was pretty harsh with the masculine, but let's see what he's working on at the moment. If I can find it. Midas. Midas, there we go. Okay. So gently consider where you are choosing to prioritize your valuable time and energy. When pursuing a desire, the chase is often more about the experience or emotion than actual attainment of the object itself. So interesting that I would have been talking about the Knight of Wands. And I was seeing the Knight of Wands card when I did that tarot deck. We were talking about King of Wands, but I was talking about the Knight of Wands. Interesting that it's so much about the chase. It's also, that's very much a card of stepping into maturity as well, is no longer addicted to the chase. Actually understanding the reasons as to why the masculine needs to chase. Typically, that's chasing a feminine energy. Is it why the reasons? Generally, it's around validation, needing external validation. When they don't have, and I'm going to be blunt here, when they don't have enough self-esteem, inner strength and self-esteem to actually find that validation from themselves, that they have to seek external validation. There'll be a reason why I am regressing. And I'm just being told as well, for the divine feminine, this is something the masculine had to go through, is the thrill of the chase. This is something they had to go through. You cannot take that personally. There's nothing you could have done, is what I'm hearing. It is part of the masculine shadow that they have to work through. It's nothing that there's nothing that you could have done differently, is what I'm hearing. So in Greek mythology, Midas, the king of Phrygia, sorry, I'm really sorry, which is now the central Turkey, is most remembered for his Midas touch, a phrase still used colloquially. The story goes that Dionysus, my gosh, I'm butchering this, granted Midas a wish after saving his mentor Silius. Midas, not known for his intellect, requested that everything he touched would turn to gold. He soon realized his power was not limited to turning items to gold only when desired, but absolutely anything he laid his hands on, including food. The last straw was when he accidentally turned his daughter, whom he adored, into a lifeless golden statue. Not wanting to live a life barren of the touch of another, he begged Dionysus, gosh, I'm so sorry, to take his gift back. Sometimes the only thing worse than your dreams not coming true is for them to come true with unexpected or undesirable consequences. What I was talking about. When based on distorted desire, the pursuit of happiness can be ineffectual. Attainment without self-actualization can leave you feeling trapped in a gilded cage of your own making. Strive to build a life you are content with based on the daily functioning of your reality. Then when the big things happen and they don't fix all your problems, it won't be a massive letdown. What is often conceptualized as happiness can be described as joy. Joy is temporary peaking of elevation, which can feel even more noticeable when shared with contrasting emotions. If you were in constant joy, elation would no longer be a peak. It would no longer feel as good. Good feelings fluctuate, and that's okay. Pursue happiness while also considering if you are trying to bypass other emotions. So exactly what I was talking about is the need of validation from others. I think that has been a really big part of what your masculine is working through. And it very much comes down to self-esteem. If you need to be constantly seeking validation from others, if you're constantly after others' approval, why are you not able to find that within yourself? Right? And it's a big part of, of everybody's journey, really, but in particular this masculine. like I said, there was a real reason why I was seeing that Knight of Wands card, and also that third party card came out for you, Divine Feminine. But the masculine knows how much of a red flag this is. I'm feeling that the masculine is stepping away from this energy, or is trying really hard to. I'm also seeing here as well, just drawn to this blonde hair and blue eyes. So one of you actually could have, blonde hair, blue eyes. That could be quite important here. Interesting. Interesting. All right, so we've got Young Karks. This card I've actually seen before as well. I'm also always drawn to, a couple of things here is around the eagle as well. So learning how to soar like the eagle. The eagle also sees everything as well. I always see that as a very spiritual symbol. So that could actually mean something for you as well. Sorry, I should probably hold this up to the camera. But the combination of the eagle and the snake, I think that under all of this, I think your masculine is a very, very spiritually connected, very spiritually powerful person himself, themselves. I just think that there's some layers that have to be gotten through here. But let's have a look. So Young Karks. Okay, so your mind, body and spirit would benefit from a cleansing, grounding and protection process. Implement a regimen to provide clarity in an environment conducive to thriving. So this is exactly what we were saying. He's going through a cleanse and purge period. He's finally seeing that those connections around him. I feel like he's been in this environment for years as well. He's finally understanding that things are not going to get better for him or for this masculine staying in this environment. It's really toxic. In the Maya Pantheon, Yum Karks is the son of the two most influential deities, like Hel and Itzumna, emulating his parents. He came to be the god of nature, the guardian of the jungle. He oversees wild vegetation and wild animals. He later became honored by farmers as a god of agriculture, protecting crops from wild animals and the jungle. One of his principal roles was staving off drought and hunger by protecting the crops. You could actually be quite connected to country as well. I'm hearing that. This was done with the help of the rain god, Chaik, one of the greatest allies. Chaik would provide cleansing and nourishment through the rain, while Young Karks protected the crops, the earth, and the hunters. Young Karks, translated to Lord of the Forests, oversees the protection of farmers and hunters who call on him, singing songs that will bring hunters success and return the arrows to them. Seen as the personification of maize, he is associated with the symbol of the ear of corn. Being a sensitive individual and a harsh world can take its toll. That is why your masculine is the runner. Your masculine comes from a very, very difficult childhood. I think your masculine was once very, very sensitive, but was taught to really, really encase himself in this thick layer, which a lot of masculines are, to really push down emotion, to really, what's the word I'm looking for? Suppress. That's the word I'm looking for, suppress emotion. Oh, your sensitivity is a beautiful gift, although it sometimes feels like a curse. Cleansing, grounding, and protecting are the trifecta to building a solid, energetic foundation. Challenges thrown your way are easy to withstand with a clear mind and grounded energy. Decisions become easier, emotional regulation simpler, solutions and problems emerge quickly. Remember, I was also talking about sobriety. I think a clear mind, sobriety, I think your masculine is really going through it. Cleansing shifts energetic debris clinging to you, some from within, some absorbed from others. Use spiritual tools such as bowls, black tourmaline, ethically sourced sage, and essential oils. Visualize your energy field cleansing you. When you shower, allowing the elemental power of water to release all that no longer serves you. Implement somatic shaking, moving to an upbeat song with your feet flat on the floor. This clears your energy field and grounds you. So divine masculine, if you're listening in, or divine feminine, the masculines have really been called here to cleanse and clear all things, but also to really, really protect while you're going through this phase. So really grounding as well. So I would say to really ground yourself, to really protect yourself, protect your energy. Sage your house, go around, sage your house. As you know, it was just said there, really protecting, feathers are also really protective. I feel like you might have just found a feather. Your team is really wanting you to know that you are protected. Also, just getting out of nature, bare feet on the ground, bare feet on the beach, out in the water, just really cleanse, clear, ground yourself at the moment. I think that, the masculine is going through some really big changes. I also think that the universe is trying to bring in this change, to really trying to call this in. The masculine might be also just a natural cleanser as well. I'm also being told as well, I actually wear black tourmaline. If anybody is wondering, that's actually the protection, black tourmaline. So you might actually need to buy some black tourmaline if you're a divine masculine. Also for feminines as well, I was just told maybe the feminines need to buy some black tourmaline as well, but just very much cleansing and clearing. All right, and so last one for masculine. Oh, there it is. Well, we've got 2. All right, I'll take 2. We've got Dionysus, and then we've got Eros as well. Okay. All right, so Dionysus. Let's see what this one is. And then Eros with an arrow straight through the heart. So Dionysus. All right, so indulge your senses in pleasure and sensuality to connect to ecstasy. Oh, I don't know about these. Look at the relationship you hold. Here we go. I probably can't actually say this, but look at the relationship you hold with intimacy. I'm going to use that word instead, and let go of outdated societal rhetoric holding you back from intimacy. This is exactly what we were talking about. That chasing the feminine for validation. And I'm also hearing too that how society tells masculines that they're validated by the amount of feminine. You know exactly what I'm talking about, but the amount of feminine that they're able to achieve is also a marker of masculinity. It's so outdated and it's so toxic. Recognizing as the god of ecstasy, wine, and vegetation within the Grecian Roman religion, Dionysus is known for having a plethora of lovers. There you go. Born to parents Zeus and Semele, the prince of Thebes, he had a dramatic start to life. He was saved by Zeus in the womb. Hera devised a plan to abolish Semele and her unborn child out of jealousy. All right, so the message here is just like a Venn diagram with 2 or more circles overlap. Sensuality and intimacy exist separately sometimes and intertwined together like others. You can have intimacy Ultimately, I'm just going to paraphrase here because I just don't want to get in trouble with with YouTube. But ultimately, it's saying here that you can have sensuality without commitment, really, is what this is saying. So this activates the body. So intimacy stripped of sensuality and connection. All right, I'm just trying to paraphrase here only because, and I just don't want to say anything I shouldn't be. Ultimately, what it's saying is that there is a one-night fling can hold connection. Okay, so what it's basically saying is that exactly what we've been talking about. So, yeah, you can obviously have intimacy without a lot of connection being there, but this is something that the masculine understands is a huge red flag. He understands how really how that behavior really is supplying this masculine with really, it's just vacuous. Like there's not there's nothing there. That's what I'm hearing. That there's no meaning in it. Like what's the meaning to it? Yeah, okay, so your masculine can go out and do these things, but so what? Like like why? For what? And I think that this is what this masculine is currently going through. There's a very big theme here to these cards, which is very interesting. All right, and then lastly, we've got Eros. You do not need to be fully healed to be in a relationship. Gosh, there is such a theme here. Relationships can be integral to healing, providing connection and physical touch and meeting your needs. I'm just going to skip straight to here only because I'm just conscious of just the time here. So seeking, okay, this is very interesting. Seeking a relationship as an avoidance mechanism is different from combining a connection with another individual alongside inner work. It is beneficial to be on a journey towards self-actualization, awareness, and self-soothing before entering a relationship. However, that doesn't mean you have to be at a place of completion. Interesting. So this is everything this masculine is going over. An intention set in motion matched with the growth relationships can be ideal. There is beauty to be found in remaining single as there is through relationships. The remedy to certain wounds and meeting certain needs require elements plentiful in relationships, as some of these are inherently challenging to address in isolation. Some scars remain dormant until a trigger draws them to the surface. Ready to be released and soothed, a relationship offers the environment to do this. I think that this masculine understands how toxic his behavior has been. And yes, I am going to use that word, toxic, and not just with those around him, but also the relationship this masculine has had with himself has actually been just really toxic. But this is the energy he's wanting to step into with you, Divine Feminine. I'm hearing it very strongly, is that he wants to get to a point. He wants a relationship with meaning, is what I'm hearing. And he wants that relationship to be with his Divine Feminine. I just heard that straight away. He wants a relationship with meaning, but he understands there is some work to get to before he gets to that point. It's also a reminder too that the relationship itself will also provide an opportunity, or it should provide a safe space and opportunity in order to work through some of those issues. So once you've actually finally gotten to that place where that really toxic stuff has been healed out, then you can actually then get into a relationship. And those trials and tribulations that come up in every single relationship, there is no relationship that is smooth sailing all the time. For some reason, I feel like this masculine thought that maybe that is the way relationships are supposed to be. And if there was any ups and downs in a relationship, then that's not right. that's also a maturity thing as well. So I think the masculine is really starting to step into maturity, and that ultimately a relationship, that the obstacles within a relationship should provide an opportunity for both the masculine and the feminine to really demonstrate and to put into practice all of those amazing lessons that they've learnt. I think this is the stage that the masculine really wants to get to. But we've got some work to do before he gets to this point. I'm just getting the overall feeling feminine that you just really need to be focusing on yourself at the moment. The masculine, he's activated, he's on the journey, but the masculine will not be able to come into any kind of union while this is still going on, while this energy is still around. Okay, all right, that was actually a bit heavy. So I am just going to ring out this energy, and then I just want to get next steps for this connection, and then we'll call it a day. So bear with me here. I'm going to ring out that energy. That was actually really quite heavy energy, I have to say. But let's do, okay, now I'll get the little black cards because I want to see what next steps are. Not feminine, not that really that this should be your focus, but let's see. All right, next steps for this connection. All right, I'm going to split the cards. Oh, Coffin. So endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation. But also we've got the separation card here. So I'm feeling that there's still going to be separation for a little while, yet your masculine still has things he has to get through. And like I just kept feeling, there's no way that your team is going to allow your masculine back in your life, feminine, while this coffin phase is still happening, while this change is happening within the masculine's life. I hope that doesn't frustrate you too much, but that was the palm tree, by the way. I just want to get I'm feeling like 4 cards. I just need to get 4. Four cards. What's happening with this connection? Next steps. Near future for this connection. 1. Oh, that's just way too many, but I will take that. Okay. All right. Let's see. So Grim Reaper. So this is very interesting that would come up because these are next steps for this connection. So we've got Grim Reaper. So relationship is over, no second stance. Okay, this is what this masculine is going through. I'm just getting that real intuitive feeling that this is not about specifically your relationship. This is what this masculine is going through. And these are the options here. This is those third parties, that karmic cycles that the masculine has been going through. This is what's going to happen. He's going through a real Grim Reaper stage at the moment. He's really growing and transforming his life here. And it's over these relationships, these third parties, he's done with it. I really feel like he's done with it here, which is good. It's really good. I'm really just getting this feeling this masculine is really starting to really step up, like stepping into some just really mature energy. I was seeing that real Page of Cups, and that Knight of Wands energy, but gosh, he might, really starting to step up. But then we've got Heart with the Key, and then I Like You. So look, you guys I think this is very much on the mind for both of you. Heart with a key. You guys will always hold the keys to each other's heart. I think there's a lot of love here. And look, I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. I think this is definitely what you guys are moving towards. I feel like I need to get another couple of cards here. Like I said, in the near future though, you've got your path. Do you really need to be focusing on? I just get the overwhelming sense you really need to be focusing on this new chapter in your life. You've got a lot of groundwork, a lot of dedication that has to happen, and the masculine has some shadow to be healing out. I mean, that's both very positive, but I think you both need to still just focus on yourselves at the moment. But I'm just going to get 2 more cards here. But you definitely still, I mean, there's always going to be love there between the two of you. Despite everything that's happened, there's always going to be love there. The chaser, the runner. You can't make this stuff up. And if you've made it all the way through to the end here, that's really like, yeah, that's magic. Runner chaser. You guys in that twin flame dynamic, I think that this is going to still go for a little while. You're both still healing this out. I think that you're a little bit further along in this journey, in fact, quite a bit along in this journey, divine feminine, than what your masculine is. But you're going to be in this dynamic for a little bit yet. But like I said, you've got so much positive stuff on the horizon to really be bringing in. The masculine needs to be healing this out. He's still focusing on this. Okay, I hope that doesn't frustrate you too much, but you've got a lot going on, divine feminine. You need to be concentrating on that. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I'm being told to leave it there. So look, this has been a really long reading. I can feel it. So if you have made it all the way through to the end, I would just ask that you would like and subscribe to this channel. Of course, it helps me, but it really helps those messages get out to those that need to hear them. It helps that algorithm push them out. So if you could please like and subscribe, that would be lovely. But until the next reading, I will see you soon.